G'day guys and welcome back to Jans_Gaming for another Dokkan Battle video. So today's video we're going to be running through the team building guide for the new AGL Golden Frieza that has just dropped on Global. We do these for all new units that drop, so make sure to like and subscribe if you want to keep up with all the new videos. So jumping straight into it, details. Got a ton of teams there. We'll look at a few of those later on, but I will say that the main ones that we want to be looking at is the Wicked Bloodline, Terrifying Conqueror, movie bosses. Sort of teams along those lines will where you're going to get the best use out of this Frieza. Pretty common Frieza slash Wicked Bloodline links. We've got Prodigies, Strongest Queen in Space, Universe's Most Malevolent, Super God Combat, Resurrection of F, Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power. Because we do have Super God Combat and Resurrection F, means we are going to struggle to have a really good linking partner. There is no 6s or 7 as you can see here because it does jump straight down into the 5s. The fortunate thing here is that we do have two units that are really solid and do benefit from actually being ran into slot 2. So definitely not a bad thing that these two units share 5 links, especially a unit like the AGL um, full power Frieza, because then you're able to get off his, you're able to set up your key spheres a little bit nicer to ensure you get off the 18 key super for him so he can stack his defense. In terms of 4 links, got a few good options here. We've got the physical Angel Frieza from the Tournament of Power. We've got the Int third form Frieza, the support unit. The final form cooler that did drop with the worldwide celebration, so he's obviously insane. Running those two is definitely a rotation that we'll talk about later in the video. Got the Tech Golden Frieza, so that is when the transforming Frieza has fully transformed all the way through. We've got the ROF Blue Vegeta, which you might think is a funky one, but you can run this Frieza on the ROF Blues team, which then includes this guy, so bit of a wonky combo, but it could work. And then the Int final form Frieza as well. In terms of 3 links, we've got the SDR Cooler after his Easy 8, crazy good unit, offers a lot of support. We've got the Metal Cooler, who is the 200% leader skill for Wicked Bloodlines. We've also got the RFF OOF Blues, who I mentioned you can run Frieza under their leader skill. We've got the Prime Battle Frieza, who's definitely fallen off. We've got the STR Mecha Frieza and King Cold, who I've included just because if they could get an easy A, they could start to look pretty good, I feel like. But when that easy A will come, who would know? Then we've also got the physical nuking, healing Blue Goku as well. So again, if you were running maybe that ROF Blues team, it could be an option there. 2 links just because I wanted to give a few more options just because this cooler doesn't have the craziest links here. We've got the physical Janemba, STR Cooliza, the physical King Cold, who's a good support unit, and the same with the Mecha Frieza. So the 2 super strikes. Then we've got the LR Metal Cooler Army, who hopefully we will be getting their EZA during this celebration. It seems like they've just been forgotten by the global Dokkan. JP has had them for like over 6 months, so it's insane that we haven't ended up with them. But anyway, and then the AGL Metal Cooler, who's also Wicked Bloodline. And so that does lead us into the first team build that we will look at, and that is the Wicked Bloodlines team. So we've got the 200% leader skill for the physical LR cooler, the metal cooler that we did get during the worldwide download celebration. You can see here quite a powerful roster if you're using, say, the top 6 or so units. A bit of versatility in terms of your rotations here too. So I would probably think that a rotation of the AGL Golden Frieza with the full power STR Frieza would work really well as one rotation. Then that would leave you with the STR coolers to run on the other rotation. Means you're floating the 2 metal coolers, so you have the potential to revive, and also you've got the nullification on each rotation as well. Honestly could come up really clutch, and then you would also be floating Cooliza. Cooliza probably would work best on rotation, but if you build him with additionals, he can stack up triple super potentially on some turns while providing support as well. This could be a really good team build, I think. And if you didn't say want to run the full power Frieza on rotation, you could then just run one of the metal coolers with the STR cooler, and then yeah, run the other cooler with the Golden Frieza. That would leave you to stack a full power freezer and a coolizer. So yeah, pretty strong team on that one. Second, we're going to be looking at is the movie bosses team. So that best leader is definitely the STR cooler, but there is a plethora of other options available. I quite like the idea of running the Golden Freezer with one of the STR coolers and then running the other STR cooler with the physical Janemba. That will then allow you to have the 3 units of Turles, Janemba, and the STR cooler floating, giving a ton of support. The synergy on this team is absolutely insane, and the other big advantage of having those 3 units floating is that you will be able to activate big bad bosses for whichever STR cooler you're running with the AGL Golden Frieza. We all know that big bad bosses is such a powerful link, so getting that one active when you've got cooler next to a unit like the AGL Golden Frieza could be super important, to make sure that you're balancing out that Juggernaut defensive unit in slot 1 and then providing a Juggernaut offensive unit in slot 2. So definitely a really good team build. You've got the ability to transform with the STR core to go even more offensive. You've got the nullification from the physical Janemba. It's, yeah, definitely a very powerful team. So continuing on with the STR Cooler team, we're going to keep going into the Terrifying Conquerors team. So again, it is probably going to look like you are running an STR Cooler with the Golden Frieza and then running the other STR Cooler with STR Cooler. The final form and the base together. So that will allow you to, yeah, just balance out the offense and defense on this team. That would then leave you to float the transforming Frieza. Pretty good in terms of he's a stacking unit that also provides a heal when he does transform. So that can definitely come up in clutch in events where you are limited with item usage. You would be able to also float the base cooler, the tech free-to-play one. Again, support unit, pretty solid, and one that everyone will have access to. And then also the full power freezer would be floating as well. So probably not the best situation for him. You could always, as I showed before, switch him out for the STR version. But if you are able to get a few stacks off, full power freezer can be obviously super, super good. So next team build is the AGL Golden Frieza's team himself. It's Planetary Destruction / Resurrected Warriors team. I've taken the approach with the last 2 units here that maybe somebody doesn't have all of the Frieza units. Some people may not summon for extreme units as much, so that's why we've got the 2 Gohans in there. You'd run a Golden Frieza on rotation with probably the STR cores, one of the STR cores. That is up to you. You'd definitely be floating the Turles, and then you could be running the 2 Gohans together as a rotation. The reason I think that would work well is because Gohan, you throw the tech in slot 1, he's going to greatly stack. He's got the guard, and then he's going to be getting huge support from the AGL Kid Gohan, so who then stacks himself. So definitely a wonky little team build, but one that you could certainly make use of if you don't have a lot of these freezer or cooler units. Within that being said, you can certainly swap out the STR cooler for one of the full power freezers that you might have. The physical Universal Survival Saga freezer as well is an option that could work. Yeah, there is quite a bit that you could do with this team just based on who you do actually have. But I would really recommend using one of the other teams that I've displayed so far because you're going to be getting a way better leader skill than the 150% that Golden Frieza does offer as a leader. So there you go, guys. That is the video. Let me know down below what team you're keen to use Golden Frieza on. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to keep up with the content, and hopefully I'll catch you all on the next video.